All right, so this little bush is the Ugni Molini Chilean Guava Villarican strawberry variety. And the point of this video is just to do a review of the taste of these little fruits that I was able to get this year. The Chilean guava is a fruiting shrub native to Chile and Argentina, and it was imported to the United Kingdom in the 1800s and subsequently has made its way to several different parts of the world. There's varieties in those countries that I think probably we don't have access to in the United States here. I do have a few other varieties of this. They're all said to be hardy down to about zone 8, and these did survive temperatures down to about 15 Fahrenheit. Again, I have them in this composted pine soil, and this box is actually mixed with peat moss. It's also holding the blueberries, and so it's a little more acidic, and these have been doing just fine in that. This one's sheltered from the sun in the morning by the fence, but it gets full sun in the noon and afternoon, and it's been pretty tolerant of the heat. I've watered them 2 to 3 times a week over the course of the year and fertilized only twice this year with Azalea Camellia acid mix. This one looks like it could be a couple years old. I got it in the fall of 2023 and it's been here ever since. It hasn't put on that much extra height compared to the others, which have put on probably double their height this year. I don't know if this one's just not liking it as much or if it's growing out more or if it was focusing more on the fruit, but hopefully it'll keep growing. These are said to be able to get as high as 5 or 6 feet. There's been no significant pest pressure on these. Really no signs of fungus. Bugs seem to leave it alone. The animals seem to leave them alone. This one had flowered pretty prolifically, but it didn't set a ton of fruit. I was actually afraid it hadn't gotten any, but then deep in there I can see some towards the middle of the plant. They're smaller than what I'd expected. They're less than 1 centimeter, but we're going to try them and see how they taste. Since I'm new to these, I couldn't quite figure out why some of these fruits just withered on the bush. Maybe I hadn't watered them enough. Guess we'll find out next year. So here are the Villarica berries actually picked, and you can see they're pretty small. This is the largest of them and it's not even 1 centimeter. Now I've been looking forward to this for a while because everyone says these things are delicious, so let's see what it's all about. Okay, wow, these are really good. Wow, that tastes like, you definitely get the strawberry. This is a very strong berry flavor. People have said it's like a strawberry watermelon. And these things are good. Wow. It's like a Jamba Juice smoothie or something. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it's like a fruit smoothie. Maybe the seeds are a little bit more prominent than a blueberry, but they're not gritty. I just wish they were bigger, but wow, that's good. I'm gonna have to really encourage this one because it doesn't have any of the resiny kind of flavor that some of the other myrtle types have. It's just very pleasant. Wow, that's really good. Okay, well maybe one of them, maybe that one had a little bit of resiny flavor, but really subtle. I mean, this is really quite good. I'd rather have one of these than a blueberry. I'm gonna have to grow more of this. So it is now September and I had to wait a while for these things. Well, I chose to wait a while. I don't think they got any bigger since the last time I filmed, which was back in August. Maybe the flavors have changed. It was a little bit more peppery when I picked it back then. I only tried one, and maybe they've sweetened up since then. They're at least as sweet as the blueberries I've got out there. Probably a 4 or 5 and out of 10. And they, the flavor is fairly strong. It's just a sweet, pleasant berry flavor. And really not a ton of tartness, no bitterness. And unless there's a little bit of resin somewhere in there, it's really just a very pure flavor. This is really good. The smaller and maybe, I think the redness is probably from the sun, but the smaller ones maybe have a little bit more of that resiny taste, just a hint. And maybe they're not quite as sweet. The last one I had, maybe it tasted a little bit more like a strawberry lemonade or something. I mean, this is really good. Well, there's none left. Okay, so strong recommendation for the Villarica Strawberry Chilean Guava. What a great find. So glad they sell it.